Welcome, all my enthusiasts and hooligans. Here we are on the road again. Another beautiful day, which means it's shaping up to be quite the riding season this year. Talk about lucking out. But to really what's been on my mind as of late, there really has been one question on my mind, just in general. What the f***, people? No, seriously, what in the f***? And this question goes for all sorts of areas. We're talking within the skeptic debunking community, we're talking in politics, we're talking all over social interaction, social media, face-to-face, you name it. What the f*** is wrong with you people? And really what I'm talking about is the divisiveness. The us versus them. The either you agree with me 100% or f*** you. What sort of childish mentality are you guys clinging to really stick with that sort of absolutes? Which, yes, I know, I have to say it. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. So, seriously, what the f***? You don't like people? You don't agree with people? So, what? Why does that have to... Why does that have to immediately mean that they are the worst possible people you could have ever met and ever come across? Why? Just because they don't agree with your political stance, or they don't analyze a piece of information the same way you do, or they don't ascribe to the same source material you do? So what? It's these differences between us that really is what drove this country to be arguably the greatest nation at its peak. Are we still up there? Yeah, we could be better. Don't get me wrong. Yes, we could be better. Want to know one way to get better? Stop bickering over stupid shit. No, seriously. Learn how to compromise. And this criticism is all the way from the top tiers of government to day-to-day life. Learn compromise. Learn what it means to be a decent human being. You don't have to agree with everyone to get along. And yeah, this is an Angry Eagle vlog today. Why? Because the more and more I've been paying attention to things on not just social media, but in the news, out and about, and just hearing people talk about shit, it really comes down to the same question. Well, if it's not directly affecting you, so what? You don't have to be in every little nuance of every little decision of every little day about every person's life. Seriously, get the fuck over yourself. You are not that important. You are not the greatest gift to humanity, get the over yourself. You are not the know-all, end-all, be-all. You are flawed. You are imperfect. You are human. Get used to it and be accepting of it, of other people. Yeah, part of this goes to tribalism. Yeah. We are social creatures. We want to protect those that we associate with, that we call our own. But you know what? Does it really have to be that way? Do you really have to stick to a prehistoric mentality of resource gathering and resource guarding? Or, I don't know, could we actually recognize that, hey, we may not always agree, and we have to compromise sometimes for the greater good? What in the actual people? Why have we lost this? Sometimes I wonder if it's because of the breakdown in the home. I wonder if a part to play here is due to a lack of discipline and sense of responsibility and consequences starting in the home, growing up as children, recognizing you're not always going to get what you want. I mean, hell, sometimes you're not always going to get what you need in the moment. It's adversity. It's life. It's tough. Deal with it. Get over it. Now, I will say there is some adversity in life that is unnecessarily hampering that you do need to be mindful and compassionate of. Do I think it's as often as what a lot of people try to make it out to be? No. There are people with legitimate needs and legitimate limitations that they need the safety net of social programs and benefits like Social Security, welfare, all of that wonderful gambit of stuff. Does that make them any less of a person? No. Does that make them a drain on society? No. The people who need those programs, just that, need those programs. And if they weren't there, they'd be another blight of destitution, potential homelessness, and another scar, another mark on society that a lot of people don't want to look at and deal with. But guess what? Even in a country as historically great as ours, we have our dark side. We have our ugly spots. We have our scars. We are not perfect. No nation is perfect. No person is perfect. To date, no social construct has been perfect. And this duality of us versus them, one extreme to the other, fuck that noise. Fuck the pendulum, break the tether, and stop playing into it. Stop playing into the us versus them. Stop playing into the divisive nature that has become partisan politics. Them and anyone who unwillingly goes along with it that should know better. Granted, there are people who legitimately don't know better, but this is where I look at my own community. I expect better of you. I expect better of people that I call my friends, and that's the thing. We don't always agree. We do have arguments. We do have times where we don't get along on a topic. But guess what? we're able to talk about it and not hate each other for it. Imagine that. Really, it's topics like this that really make me disappointed to be a part of all of this and to see all of it and recognize that in the grand scheme of things, I may not have that great of an impact directly on society as it is constituted right now, but you know what? By teaching my kids and instilling in them that sense of responsibility and accountability, that's how I'm working to make it better. Sometimes am I harsh? Yes. I will admit that. Sometimes I have to play the role of the disciplinarian. I have to be the bearer of bad news and the one to say, no, you can't have that. No, you can't do that. You were supposed to do X. So because you didn't do X, now you cannot do Y. But you know what? By instilling that sense of, by instilling that type of work ethic, my hope is that they will, and my kids will continue to do better, to be better, to have a higher standard, to have their own personal standard, to live up to it, and to not lower the bar simply because someone else has lower standards of behavior than themselves. You don't have to go with the crowd. You don't have to be a lemming. You are your own person. You have your own life. Yes, you are a part of society, but you don't have to cow down to it. Well, I think I've raged enough about this topic, so I'm on the open road. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my ride this early evening. And as always, everyone, for my fellows that ride, keep on. For everyone else that shares the road with them, all of us need to do the same thing. Keep your head on a swivel and be safe out there.